This country is called the heart of Eurasia. It has brought together the culture and traditions of more than 100 nations. Today, Kazakhstan is a dynamically developing young state. The interests of major international organizations are concentrated precisely here. They adapt world practices and introduce global initiatives. Such large-scale cooperation has already shown the results. You'll find more on this in Kazakhstan International Vectors.
The majority of countries in the modern world are considered developed or developing. Despite this fact, poverty and social vulnerability remain topical problems for almost all the states. According to the statistics, more than 60 million people throughout the world live in poverty. Another 150 million directly depend on the general economic environment. For the last years, the poverty rate in Eastern Europe and CIS countries significantly reduced. It was to a large extent due to international development programs, which active work began after the adoption of the UN Millennium Declaration in year 2000. Nowadays, all the states of the world are interconnected as never before. The globalization processes provide a wide range of possibilities in all spheres of life. They accelerate the economic development and improve living standards. All this can be achieved only through joint efforts of the world community, experts recognize. And it happened so almost 15 years ago in New York, when world leaders determined the prime Millennium Development Goals. These are development issues such as poverty reduction, decrease of maternal and infant mortality rates, improving health of mothers and children, gender equality, fighting against HIV epidemic and its further spread, as well as the access to primary education, including disabled people. The Millennium Development Goals are the 8 international development goals which 193 UN members and at least 23 international organizations agreed to achieve by 2015. The Millennium Development Goals subsequently helped to design criteria necessary for determining the size of aid necessary to various states. This data is important not only for beneficiary countries, but also for those capable of rendering assistance, such as, for example, international organizations and development programs. There are programs aimed at the improvement of people's reproductive health. There are also other UN health programs. Along with that, there are programs designed for migrants, volunteers, and so on. Development programs are designed not only by international non-governmental organizations, they have also been adopted at the national level in almost all countries around the world. For more successful operation, various organizations hold special educational trainings, use the experience of their colleagues, and invite volunteers. These programs, which imply holding of various events in Kazakhstan, work very well. They surely cooperate with public and legislation bodies. The work with public organizations, trade unions and the whole society is necessary. International development programs mainly focus on assisting developing countries in the sphere of democratic governance, combating poverty, environment and economy, especially in prevention of crises. In their work, they take into account the characteristics of each state, in particular, in what areas the assistance would be more efficient and the experience of what country would be the most appropriate. They organize these events and tell about the situation in other countries of the world. They cite positive examples and compare them with the level of our country. They also demonstrate how they have achieved or are still achieving various goals. Development programs in Kazakhstan are being realized in the area of energy and environment protection, as well as democratic governance and reduction of social inequality. According to experts, a wise choice of development programs is very important for our country, because Kazakhstan's experience in Central Asia is considered as an excellent example. Ecological sustainability is an important activity area of international organizations. It is a concern, especially for big cities with overloaded transport system, says YELENA YERZAKOVICH. Our project is designed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. However, there are other types of pollution in big cities related to transport. In particular, urban population often suffers from noise produced by vehicles, from other harmful substances, and accordingly from poor air quality. Yelena YERZAKOVICH has been working in the UN Development Program for a long period of time. The last 2 years she dedicated to accustoming the people of Kazakhstan to traveling on bicycles. Along with her colleagues, she has been involved in designing of bicycle lanes, publishing of special booklets and holding of cycle races. Today, because of Yelena's work, there are special bicycle parkings installed in different regions of the country. Apart from Kazakhstan, the UNDP projects on transport sustainability are now being realized in the Russian Federation, Tajikistan, and in some countries of Western Europe and Africa. We are cooperating very closely between each other and hope that all these projects will further the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions in large cities of our planet. The United Nations Development Programme was established in 1965 to reduce poverty throughout the world and improve the quality of human life. It also provides advisory and expert services in 177 countries around the globe. Its headquarters is located in New York. The UNDP's budget is formed from voluntary contributions of member states. UNDP renders various types of assistance which concerns almost all spheres of social life, such as survey of natural resources, opening of new educational institutions, professional consultations, advisory services, and so on. The organization has also determined the priorities of its work in Kazakhstan. Here, UNDP works in 3 areas. Firstly, it is the development of internal self-government. Secondly, it is creating a barrier-free environment and assisting elder and disabled people, as well as repatriates, better known as oralments. And thirdly, it is business development support, especially in rural areas. UNDP has been working in Kazakhstan for 17 years. One of its core activities here is providing the equal access to social services for all citizens. In particular, the country's first special training center for individual and social assistance who help elderly and disabled persons was opened some time ago. In our projects, we demonstrated what types of modern ramps should be used, where call buttons should be located, and what hygiene rooms for the handicapped should look like. It is very important for social integration of people with disabilities. Specialists and partners of UNDP give special attention to the work with disabled people. For instance, special equipment has been installed in museums and concert halls of Ust-Kamenogorsk and Semey, which allows people with vision and hearing impairments to discover art and beauty on an equal basis with usual visitors. We have trained in sign language government employees, including workers of social service centers, as well as cultural and medical workers. Currently, the governing and judicial bodies of Eastern Kazakhstan province are also taking measures to teach their staff the principles of sign language. Development programs are also successfully functioning in rural areas. Thus, regional online centers have been opened with the support of the organization to help local population in developing of small businesses. Specially trained business consultants of such centers assist people in finding necessary information and preparing relevant business plans. The main objective of this program is the development of businesses run by rural and young entrepreneurs. The United Nations Development Programme is a global network functioning all over the globe. UNDP specialists closely work with governments and non-governmental organizations and assist them in finding their own solutions of global and national development problems. The organization has been publishing annual reports on human development for 25 years. In 2015, the entire world is going to sum up the achievements of the Millennium Development Goals. At the same time, the work upon new plans and strategies designed for worldwide cooperation will begin.